Hello and welcome. Have you ever been to a party where things were just about to go totally wrong? Well, today we're diving into a famous story about exactly that. And hey, we'll even pick up a couple of great English phrases along the way. So let's get into the story of the wedding at Cana. No, really, just picture this. You've invited everyone, the music is awesome, people are having an amazing time, and then disaster strikes. The drinks run out. It is pretty much a host's worst nightmare, right? Well, that is exactly where our story begins today. All right, so we're starting at a party that's about to hit a major snag. Let's set the scene so you can really understand why this was such a huge deal. So our story takes place at a wedding in a little town called Cana in Galilee. And who's on the guest list? Well, you've got Jesus, his mom Mary, and his brand new disciples, the very first ones he called. The vibe is fantastic, a real community celebration. But, behind all the celebrating, a crisis is starting to bubble up. The wine, it's running low. Now, you have to understand, in this culture, hospitality was everything. It was a massive deal. Running out of wine wasn't just embarrassing, it was a complete social disaster. We're talking serious, lasting shame for the family. And right here in this one little sentence, we get to the heart of the problem and our first English tip. Mary sees what's happening and she goes straight to Jesus. Now, pay close attention to the phrases used here. When the wine had given out, and then her simple statement, they are out of wine. So what's the deal with to give out versus to be out of? Well, in this situation, they mean pretty much the exact same thing. The wine is gone. To give out is a phrasal verb that kind of suggests the supply itself has just run dry, while saying someone is out of wine focuses on the fact they don't have it anymore. It's a great little example of how flexible English can be. Okay, so Mary has spotted the problem and taken it to the one person she thinks can fix it. And this leads to a really fascinating and honestly a kind of mysterious conversation between them. So Mary just states the fact they have no wine. But Jesus' answer is a little strange, right? My time has not yet come. It feels like he's hinting at a much bigger plan. He almost seems reluctant, like this wasn't how he planned to start his public work. But his mother's faith, it doesn't waver for a second. And this right here, this is a huge moment. Even though he seemed to hesitate, Mary has complete and total confidence in him. She turns to the servants and gives them this simple, powerful command: do whatever he tells you. Wow, that is some serious trust, and it totally sets the stage for the miracle that's about to unfold. So Mary has basically passed the torch to Jesus. Now all eyes are on him. And the order he's about to give? Well, let's just say it must have sounded completely bizarre to the servants. So sitting nearby are these 6 massive stone jars. Now, here's the key thing. These were not for drinking water. Nope. They were used for ceremonial purification rituals. And they were absolutely huge. We're talking 20 to 30 gallons each. That is a ton of water. Jesus then gives this 3-step command that makes zero logical sense. First, fill the jars with water. And the servants fill them right to the brim. Second, now draw some out. And third, take it to the master of the feast. Can you just imagine being a servant in that moment? You're being told to serve water from a washing jar to the head honcho of the party. That's a bold move. But they remember what Mary told them. Do whatever he tells you. So they obey, no matter how weird it seems. And what happens next is the moment that changes everything. This is Jesus' very first recorded miracle. They actually do it. They carry a cup of this water to the man in charge. He takes a sip, and his face just completely transforms. He has no idea this came from a water jar. All he knows, it's the best wine he has ever tasted. But the servants who drew the water, they know the secret. The master of the feast immediately calls over the bridegroom, the host. He says, hey, everyone serves the best wine first. And then, when people have had plenty to drink, they bring out the cheaper stuff. But you've saved the best wine for last. He's praising the groom for a genius move he didn't even make. And let's not forget the sheer scale of this miracle. 6 jars holding up to 30 gallons each. That's a total of 180 gallons. That's over 680 liters of the best wine created in an instant. This wasn't just solving a problem. This was an act of incredible over-the-top generosity. You can just picture the scene, can't you? This simple, everyday act of pouring water becomes the way something absolutely extraordinary happens. It wasn't a big, flashy show, it was a quiet miracle that revealed a profound power.
So, beyond saving a wedding party from social disaster, what's the deeper meaning here? Why is this story so important that it's recorded as Jesus' very first public sign?
Well, the story itself tells us exactly why this event is so significant. This wasn't really about the wine. This miracle at Cana was the moment Jesus first revealed his glory. It was like pulling back the curtain just a tiny bit, giving everyone a glimpse of his true identity. And the impact? It was immediate. His disciples saw it, and their belief in him became rock solid. This was the real beginning of their journey.
And so, we come right back to Mary's simple instruction: do whatever he tells you. The entire miracle hinged on the servant's willingness to act, on a command that defied all logic. It really raises a powerful question for all of us, doesn't it? What's the relationship between faith and action? When are we called to just trust and do, even when we don't understand it? Thank you for joining me for this explainer.